It just kind of guards the staircases. This map is great for using that sort of stuff. Here we see, oh, the Guardian squads now moving in, distracting a little bit, taking some damage, but we have an Autark calling, and the Autark hitting every single one of its grenades, knocking back that heavy weapons team, and a pile of troops right there where the rest of the grenades fell. The Autark has single-handedly annihilated the central position right now. You can see she's going to get some nice backstabs here, melee damage on that multi-laser turret, and the Autark, being a nice little Eldar global call-down right there, did some terrific damage, taking control of the center, and now this is wide open, so she's probably going to just turn right around and cap that, but I would expect some more Eldar forces to be coming in supporting that area, namely maybe a Bright Lance, maybe a Shuriken, although the Shuriken appears to be going up onto the right-hand side here. Oh god, Shuriken, be careful. Oh, hey, look at that. It looks like the War Spider X-Like blink up there. Bryce explosives. No, he missed it. Maybe he'll get it this time. Boom! Oh, it kind of looked like he did more damage to himself than to the Shuriken team there. Katachan's just kind of... They're engaging in melee with the Shuriken team to try and do some damage, but, you know, over here on the left-hand side, we can see the Ogrins just came in to put some pressure on this Autark here. Autark running on out. Let's see here, though. Oh, right as I kind of looked away for a second, I believe the Katachan Devils did annihilate that Shuriken Cannon team. In spite of the fact that the War Spider X-Arc was sitting there capping that this whole time. War Spider X-Arc has the enhanced warp jump generator, which basically increases his teleport range, just as you'd expect. You see a little bit of attack ground going on here from this Sentinel right now, just kind of doing some damage to that gen farm. Now the Ogrins are just charging in here. We've got Ogrins, heavy melee, really great, tough units all around. Oh, look at that, a little bit of a nade spike, but they were too quick. But I think now they're going to back out now as they get close to this base here. They risk being suppressed by Shuriken cannons. Suppression being a great way to control Ogrins. Unfortunately, GiDDoLo already lost his Shuriken cannon team. So let's take a look over here on the left. We can see the Commissar Lord is now just kind of sneaking in here, doing his thing. It looks like he's going to be capping this point, but he has bumped into a squad of upgraded Guardians here, so we will see some Commissar Lord on Guardian action. Once again, having to resort to my camera angle. We can see those Guardians are taking cover in a building right now, just kind of stalling out here. It's going to take them a while to hack and slash away at that. Looking over to the right-hand side here, oh, we see the Autark jumping in. Some more frag missiles going off, knocking back those Guardians a little bit. This Guardsman squad here has been upgraded all the way to have a Commissar, so a Commissar and a Sergeant. But they took too much damage from that Autark. Going to have to get out of there. Autark right now hunting down this Sentinel. The Sentinel backing off. That's looking pretty tricky indeed there. Those improvised explosives are still there. We have the Ogrins capping this victory point. So it is going to go back to be 2 to 1 victory points right now. Looking pretty good for Blaqk indeed there. However, central control is going back to GiDDoLo, who is capping this right now with his Guardians. Now the center is wide open, having lost all those defensive positions there. Nice little point-blank jump there by the Autark. Autark now trying to get these guys engaged in combat. It looked like for a second there that they were trying to cloak or something, just kind of standing still there, but they have more than enough melee. I believe they do count as power melee, so they do quite a bit of damage here. The Autark does have the Executioner upgrade though, which is that large power spear, and she is getting her force shield up as well. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, I believe this standoff is still continuing here. I think the Commissar was just standing in the corner out of line of sight there, but now he's being forced to kind of get into melee with those guys. I don't know what's going on here. This is obviously a stall tactic designed just to kind of hold on. Oh no, Commissar taking quite a bit of damage there. He is cornered right now by this War Spider X-Arc. However, the Katachan Devils have showed up right now to try and offer some help. And there we go. He's using his bubble now. Hopefully he'll get out of there. Old Reliable being fired at the building, perhaps maybe at the War Spider X-Arc, and he blinked out of the way. There's so much terrain in the way here, it's kind of hard for me to see exactly what's going on. I apologize for rotating the camera too much, but there's lots of action going on here. We can see the Katachan Devils are spread everywhere. Oh, and a beautiful, beautiful looking plasma grenade. However, the Katachans were able to take out the Warp Spider despite all of that kind of digging and dodging around all of this scenery. So, it looks like, though, they took a bit of damage. They're losing 3 models as a result of the plasma grenade and all that focus fire, and they're just going to have to get out of there. Either way, victory still goes to the Eldar on the left-hand side. The Guardians taking control of that area, continuing to have control of that area. And here we have a beautiful-looking Wraith Lord on the field right now with the shoulder-mounted Shuriken Cannon. I love that upgrade. It's great because he would like to have a Shuriken Cannon now anyways. Unfortunately, he lost it, so that's just as good. Oh, beautiful-looking sync kill there as well. You can see stepping on that gentleman and thrusting his sword upon him ever so gently. but this is definitely tough stuff going on here in the center right now. These Guardians, Guardsmen, gonna have to get out of there. Oh god, oh, I'm renowned for that. Whenever I'm talking about Eldar and Imperial Guard in the same game, I always have Guardians and Guardsmen all over the place. Speaking of which, this Guardian squad here, down to a single Warlock, the Warlock being like the Sergeant upgrade for that squad, is looking a little bit precariously exposed out there. However, not doing too bad, just kind of firing away. Oh no, that's a flare being called in right there. But I think at this point, GiDDoLo is reasonably sure there's no Manticore out there or anything like that, but the flare is still useful regardless. Anyhow, you can see here that this guy is just barely trying to get out of there. Shuriken team taking some damage, but I think he's going to be out of there for the time being. The Autarch jumping around, trying to provide some cover here. Now about to get the Ogryn beat down. As this burly squad of gentlemen is all around here right now, putting the pressure on, and oh no, looking instead to try and take out that last remaining Guardian. I think that was a little bit of a red herring there. There's no way he was going to get that. I should have been focused on that Autarch instead, who is now retreating away as well, and jumping to safety, healing her sisters and whatnot. I don't know. Over there on the left-hand side. Oh no, Catachan. No, sorry, these are the Guardsmen. Oh, Guardsmen perhaps forgotten about once again. On the left-hand side, we're engaged in something, but that Blaqk wasn't focused on right there. Those Guardsmen got killed all the way down to one model, losing the Sergeant and the Commissar, so that's a big upgrade loss there. Commissar Lord, however, you can see is regenerating away, doing a great job. And wow, while I was focusing on all that stuff, just the combination of the Ogryns and the Catachan Devils were enough to focus down that Walker right there, completely killing it. The Catachan Devil Sergeant does have a fusion gun on him, which does pretty well against vehicles and whatnot, but those Ogryns, of course, are fantastic at that sort of thing. So GiDDoLo losing quite a lot of units here. Things are not looking good for him. You can see he has repurchased a Shuriken cannon, which is now going towards the center. That'll certainly help, because you can see once it gets some fire on these Ogryn here, it'll definitely suppress them, making them a lot less effective, because they always want to charge into melee here. Speaking of charging into melee, though, Commissar Lord's going to lead by example and run in and hack and slash away, hit them with his sword, so that's looking pretty good. From the right-hand side, I can hear some frag missiles going off as the Sentinel is ground pounding and kind of trying its best to deal with this Guardian squad. More towards the left, we can see that Shuriken cannon team had to get out of there, and now the Commissar Lord is in charge of the situation once again. It is 1-0 right now. GiDDoLo is still up 1 victory point, and Blaqk is bleeding out. He's at 150 points. He has more than enough time to regain control, but he needs to be careful. You know, you'll lose this game based on victory points, obviously. Guardsmen and Ogryn's doing a good job capping this left-hand victory point, which has remained in the hands of Eldar for almost the entire game here. So this is a significant victory, finally, for Blaqk to be capping that, since the right-hand side has been fairly open for him to cap whenever he wants to. So now it looks like the score is tied, about to go back 2-1 for Blaqk right now. So GiDDoLo hanging in there right now. We'll have to see what's going on. Looks like, again, just kind of trying to position that Shuriken team. Putting it more towards the center is always a good idea, because it'll allow you to control the central area here, but unfortunately, Sentinel, Catachans, all that knockback, it's going to be very hard to cap anything. Ogryn Brute Squad has shown up right now, and as you can see, the Guardians, it looked like they activated Fleet of Foot, just kind of sprinted out of there. I hear some Catachan Devils. Yes, I do. I believe that was an old reliable barrage. Grenade barrage just doing some damage here to this Shuriken cannon team. You can see little bits of Eldar just kind of all over the place. I'm sure that's what happened. Guardian squad moving out, getting into a little bit of a shooting match here. Looks like these guys, I think they're in yellow cover. These guys are definitely in green cover, though, taking a lot less damage from range as a result. I'd rather see these Catachans just kind of scoot around one side or the other and get there, because they're taking losses right now that they don't need to be. You can see here that the Ogryn have no problem chasing down little tiny puny Eldar, though. So the pressure is on GiDDoLo right now, but GiDDoLo, knowing what's going on, he has got his avatar God of War coming out of the battlefield right now. Blaqk, as you can see, is going to Tier 3 as well. But so GiDDoLo, having been fallen behind during the mid-game, has decided he's going to go for his super unit, get that out on the field right now, and hope that that'll give him the edge to get back in this game, because it is 2-0 right now. You can see, once again, that flare going off. Right here, just kind of putting some pressure on this Warspider Exarch. He is below 35 mana, so he will not be able to blink, so it looks like that Commissar Lord just going to charge around, giving him a little bit of the old stabby stab there. Towards the center, again, strong central control, and pretty good left control. These Ogryn are doing a great job. There are 2 squads of Ogryn. I haven't really pointed that out yet, but we do have Ogryn on each side of the map. They are great for sitting on top of victory points and whatnot, and here is our God of War out on the battlefield right now. Gigantic Eldar avatar, looking pretty with his blue and white style paint job there. I forget the name of that craft world, but clearly he has that craft world paint job going on right now, or at least something very similar to it. So the Avatar stalking around the battlefield right now, just kind of looking for the best place to. I love how the Avatar, little details here in the models, how the Avatar walks with his sword dragging behind him, and so does the Warlock. Just kind of consistency in how the Eldar kind of poise themselves. It's a very kind of ninja-style way of just kind of dragging your sword behind you. Anyhow, you can see that Avatar is just kind of chasing along these Catachan Devils. Catachan Devils know better than to engage him unsupported, but they're getting a couple little zots coming out of that Warlock there, speaking of which. But that Avatar, where is he going? Could it be that he's just going to come and put some pressure directly on Black's base? This is not a bad idea. You just got to be careful not to lose the Avatar when you do this. I think what's going on here is GiDDoLo wants to force Blaqk to defend his base, and while that's going on, he's going to spread out and cap stuff all around the map. I really hope that's what's going to happen. Oh my god, and there we have it! Massive hit right there from the Avatar, doing a lot of damage with that Wailing Doom ability, knocking back all those troops, inflicting some casualties. He's going to be careful though. These heavy turrets and melee from the Commissar and all that will eventually start to wound him a bit. As you can see, being near your headquarters, healing all these troops and allowing them to resupply. So I don't think he's going to get any unit kills, but these heavy bolters and the constant attacks from this Commissar Lord. Commissar Lord has been upgraded to the Fist of Brachus. This is a power fist. Really good against vehicles and huge things like Avatars, for example. So Avatar taking way too much anti-vehicle fire. They're going to have to back out. Let's see how the rest of the battle went for GiDDoLo. GiDDoLo still kind of mired down here over on the right-hand side. Looks like perhaps he decapped the right, but instead got stuck just capping power nodes. He really should have been capping this, but as you can see, these Ogrins are just poised and ready to beat down anybody. Look how angry these guys are. Oh my god. Poised and ready to beat down anybody who comes that way. So I think that was a little tricky for him. That Avatar really got beat down there and is now going to take quite a while to get back up to full. You can see here Warp Spiders have been called in, just straight up a squad of Warp Spiders along with that Warp Spider Exarch. They were kind of trying to shred away those Ogrins as best they can, but still not quite managing to cap anything now. It is still 2-0 right now. 150 points for Blaqk, 88 points. Where was that? I heard it sounded like a grenade went off over on this side. 84 points right now for GiDDoLo. GiDDoLo needs to cap something. He could cap this middle here if he can win this combat right now, but Catachan's power melee doing a wonderful job just hacking away at this Guardian Squad. Oh, Guardian Squad losing. The Warlock goes down. Here comes the, this is exactly what he needs. Warp Spider Squad, Warp Spider Exarch's now going to shred away at these poor little Catachans. They're going to get out of there. Central control goes to GiDDoLo, but he needs to cap this right-hand side. That's pretty much the only open one from his perspective. However, little does he know the Ogrins have left guarding that side there. He probably saw them actually walk past that power node. Anyhow, Ogrins, beatdown squad, going to come in here and grab the central victory point. Again, threatening a 3-cap right now for Blaqk. Shuriken Cannon team on the field again. Shuriken's really good at putting some pressure on Ogrins and at least controlling them a little bit here. This Sentinel, by the way, kudos to Blaqk for having the same freaking Sentinel up all game. It's very hard to kind of, they lose their value a little bit more in late game, but they are extremely useful early game, so kind of holding on to them the entire game is sometimes tricky. Anyhow, Ogrins having no problem shrugging off Shuriken Cannon fire while they cap this victory point. Old reliable grenade blast coming out of there. Once again, using that flare effectively against the Shuriken team, and they're just going to get on out of there. So central control goes to Blaqk. But here we go. All right, Warp Spider Exarch and Avatar guarding the right-hand side. Double Guardian squads guarding the left-hand side, but it doesn't matter. It just was not enough at all. So Blaqk was totally on top of that game. Congratulations to Mr. Blaqk. Again, he's a senior referee over at GameReplays.org. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And by the way, GiDDoLo is no slouch either. He is a real top player out there. So congrats to Blaqk. I am Harlequin. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, stay tuned. Lots of good stuff coming up. Dev chat with Mr. Braden Chan from Relic Entertainment releasing this weekend, and I will see you guys soon.